Diversity in the composition of a literature discussion group is important. However, the wisdom of using this text for an all-boy discussion is evident in the intensity of their conversation.
In Private Captain, the story of Gettysburg by Marty Crisp was mostly about the Civil War. We left off when the Reb attacked Ben, and he left off when he was running away because Captain attacked him. And on the first page, it kind of sounded like Captain was more like Ben and Reuben's dog now.
Yeah. Because he was more like protecting Ben, and he was forgetting about Reuben, and it was just like from the beginning of the book, it was like he got more attached to Ben than Reuben.
In the very beginning, the dog was really fuzzy about where to go, but in like kind of where we left off, he really knew that he was gonna go with Ben and try to like help him, and Captain was really raising Ben's spirits, I think, in spots where he just felt like giving up. The dog would make him go on, and the time in the house where they had all the sick people, I think Captain also helped there.
On the next page, it sounded like Ben does want Captain. Trouble was, it was a lie. Ben wanted Captain the same way he wanted to keep the pocket watch that by rights belonged to Reuben. So it really sounds like Ben wanted Captain. EJ?
I really completely agree with that, because he's kind of attached to that pocket watch, and I think throughout the book, more and more towards the end, the dog and Captain get more attached to each other, and I think it's the same thing with Danny and Ben, because Ben and Danny, they're at the very beginning, Ben really, really doesn't want Danny, but then more to the middle, he's kind of getting used to having him around, and then at the end, I think he almost wants him there. I can't imagine how that would feel. You're in a house, and there's somebody next to you in a bed, and you think they're still asleep still or something, and you try shaking them and try to waking them up and all that, but they won't wake up. And then somebody comes over you saying they're dead. Well, even if I don't know the person, still, it'd be a little freaky. You're just knowing you're trying to wake up somebody that's dead.
Backtracking a little bit, because I had more post-its further in the beginning. On a couple pages after I said that Ben wants Captain, it looks like Captain wants Ben the same way. He's
always following him.
Yeah.
To deepen conversation and comprehension, Catherine strategically brings in comments from one reader's notebook to the book club. This furthers the discussion and also demonstrates the significance of the notebook. Thinking, talking, and writing about literature is pervasive in a classroom rich with comprehension instruction. The thinking isn't limited to discussions or notebook entries. As a teacher, you actively encourage student thought throughout the literacy block. Student ideas can be a good resource or catalyst for discussion.
Can I just actually interject here on a comment that you made, both of you actually, about the 18-year-old and being dead, and that whole horror of that? Rob, you had mentioned that even in your reading letter, that reality that these soldiers were so young, and you're not that far away from that age, and that realization that war is not all glamorous by any means. I mean, I think we saw that even in other books that you've read. So I just, that seemed to be a very, very important issue. And it was, I think Rob might even have more to say.
Like, that was one of the things that I made a, no, it's, similar to my brother Sam is dead comparison, because it's like we all, now that the war's over, that yay, it's good, we did a good job with that and we're all happy, but back then we didn't know if we were going to win. We didn't know if it was the right thing to do or not.
And also, the war was back and forth. So actually, at one point, just like in this book, how Ben was going to the one side and then he was going to the other, it's almost like in reality, you don't know who to back. Because one battle, the one side would win, then the very next battle, the other side would win, and it'd go back and forth like that. So you'd really have no idea who's going to win the war, who's going to win the battles. You just don't know. You don't know who to back, and if you're backing the wrong person, you could get killed.